Good morning, y'all. It's 4:34 a.m. 54.4 degrees. Day 99. Yeah, and I'm waking up in the Great Basin. All right, good morning, folks. 5:56 in the morning, 53.8 degrees. Can barely see the color of the sun coming up from behind that hill. Pretty neat. Just a minute ago, there were sort of like these long, picturesque sunbeams kind of pulling up from behind that cloud. It was really neat. Otherwise, not a whole lot of direct sunlight happening out here so far. All just sort of refracted sunlight. But that's fine. Personally, I slept pretty comfortably last night. I guess Martin was saying he didn't sleep great, but I slept pretty good. Nice and comfortable, never got cold again. Happy to have my 20-degree sleeping bag out for this stretch because my 0-degree is tougher to use as a blanket. And Martin looks cool with the sun behind him. That's cool. But the 20-degree works pretty well. Just kind of laid over me as a blanket. Kind of seal up the toe box, leave the bottom maybe 2 feet zippered, and then I can kind of tuck my feet in that pocket and keep my feet warm. And the rest of it sort of lays over top of me, which is nice. It's the way I like it. Yeah, not a whole lot more to report about last night. I do want to report about yesterday, however. I neglected to mention a couple other people we met. So I talked about the hikers, Leslie, Slim, Gables, and Wicket, but I did not mention that Martin and I also ran into a Great Divide cyclist named Ashley, a fella who lives, I think he said just outside Vancouver, originally from the UK. And Ashley actually watches some of these videos, or did anyways, before he started writing. He said he's been, 3 weeks up from Mexico, and he says he's got maybe another 3.5 weeks or so to get to his destination. But then he's thinking of hanging a left and just riding home. Why wouldn't you, really? Yeah. So Ashley, if you're watching, thanks. Drop a comment. Let me know how you did on the second half of your ride. Man, I always get jealous of those cyclists and how quick they can move. Just 6.5 weeks to do the whole. Ugh, it's crazy. And then while we were hanging out with Ashley, sort of at a road crossing, car drove by, slowed down, stopped. Woman rolled down her window and she's like, "Hey, you guys got enough water?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I'll always take more water, especially on a stretch like this. I'll always take more water." And she wound up giving Martin and myself not water, but 2 frozen little bottles of Gatorade fruit punch. Frozen rock hard. I mean, it was 93 degrees or something at that point. So it didn't take long for them to be not frozen. But what a cool treat. So wound up waiting just a little bit for them to melt up just a bit. And then once there was enough room in there, I took my 93-degree water and kind of put it into the Gatorade bottle so that I'd have some terribly diluted Gatorade, but cold water nonetheless, and that was really nice. So, yeah, anyways, woman in the red car and Ashley, forgot to mention them yesterday, but met them too. Anyways, 10 miles to the first water source, walking off camp with 3 liters of water. I had probably about a liter this morning, plus half a liter for the coffee, if you want to count that. I never really know if coffee counts. I know it's a diuretic, but anyways, sense myself rambling. I'm gonna get hiking. Not sure if I'll even have a blaze tap at any point. Probably so. There've been some intermittent ones. All right, well, we'll get hiking. Wicket, Stinger, and Gables already passed Martin and myself this morning as we were packing up camp. We have not yet seen Slim, but I know Slim camps with those 3. They let me know, so he should be behind us. Probably I'll meet back up 10 miles or so with that water source. All right, we'll get out of here. Talk to you later. as 1:35 p.m. and 89.6 degrees. Just leaving a little, there's a little piped spring up here, which was really nice. Martin and I sat down and cooked up some hot lunch and kind of relaxed. Yeah, Martin had some coffee, some instant coffee, some nice coffee. Man, I probably should have had some coffee. But let's see, we're about 19.25 miles into the day, more or less. We were just kind of looking ahead. I mean, as is kind of like the smart thing to do, we were at this water source trying to figure out how much water we needed to carry out of here, and looking ahead to the next water source, and like the next handful are dry, according to the most recent comments. So the next one that is alleged to have water has a comment to that effect from 3 days ago, which is pretty recent, pretty good. And that one is about 14 and a bit ahead. So I had 1.5 liters right here at lunch, and sorry, windscreen blew off. So I had 1.5 liters here at lunch, and now I'm carrying out 3, and I probably had 4.5 already on the day, which puts me, what, at 5, 6, I think? Is that right? Yeah, I think 6 or so for the day so far, and another 3, which I expect to be really close to gone by the time I get to this next source at 14. Yeah, but so far a good day. Definitely a little, just a few degrees cooler than yesterday, and definitely a whole lot windier. Although this wind really just picked up in the last 20 minutes or so. But this is the wind. This is the wind that we were expecting from the forecast. So, well, we'll see how we go. 14 and a bit to get to the next water. That's the next goal, and probably not going a whole ton further than that on the day, but we'll see how we feel. All right, we'll get down there. I'll talk to you later. Martin, anything?
No, thanks.
No? Okay. All right.
Looking for the route.
Oh, I should mention, there's been like AT&T service like pretty much all day today, which is pretty cool. Not used to that. But anyways, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. folks. It is 8:12 p.m., 74.2 degrees. Made it to camp for the night. Check out this awesome view. No direct sights to the sunset or sunrise for that matter, but there's Martin down there. But frankly, it's super windy. That wind didn't really abate at any point today. So we wound up finding a decent little camp spot. I mean, it's pretty tight, but just in this little ravine here. But the cool thing is it's blocking the worst of the wind. So that's a bonus. I mean, I like wind, but you know, within reason for sure. A super windy night can be a pretty uncomfortable night. But yeah, so this should be good. I'd love to get a sunset or a sunrise, but maybe that'll have to wait for tomorrow. Yeah, today was a good day. Martin was saying I think it was his longest day on trail so far, just over 36 miles or something, which is definitely a pretty good day. I think we're both kind of wiped, feeling good, but you know, I mean, definitely the desert sort of takes something out of you. I will say that this last little, the second half of the day has been absolutely spectacular. This sort of, I think it's called the Green Mountains, is what we came over here at the end. And it was just wonderful. It was really, really, really beautiful. And I wasn't really expecting, I mean, foolish me, I guess. I hadn't really looked at the topography or anything, but I hadn't really expected any mountains in this stretch. And I mean, it was mild and the grade was mild with respect to some of the mountains we've seen for sure. But the views were, you know, they don't really play second fiddle to much. That's the truth, because it's pretty spectacular. And then tomorrow, I don't know, I guess we'll just rinse and repeat, try and do it again, only without the rinse, just pretty much repeat. But as I said, I'm wiped. We kind of went a little bit later than we have been, than I have been, than Martin has been for sure. And then I think tomorrow we're going to try and be breaking camp again at 6. So I'm going to climb into the tent, process videos, eat some snacks, bunk up, try and catch some Z's before we, not rinse, just repeat. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Day 99. Tomorrow's day 100. Super exciting. I'll see you guys then.